Imagine your software team has been asked to attend a sprint planning meeting. The date and time are set, and everyone blocks it off in their calendars. But as often happens in tech, something comes up. A deployment fails. So the meeting has to be put back until the next morning. When the team finally joins the call, they go over the backlog and deal with several bugs that were reported overnight. One developer brings up a recurring issue, and the team decides to look into it further before taking action. The tech lead asks someone to note down all the key points so they can follow up during the next stand-up. Midway through, someone goes off track, so the lead steps in to bring the discussion back. Before finishing, the team sorts out who's responsible for the next task and agrees to move on to the next sprint goal. They wrap up the meeting, ready to follow through before Friday's release. Because, let's be honest, nothing slows a project down more than meetings that drag on or actions that no one follows up on. Let's break that story down and look at the most useful expressions. Meetings and scheduling. Block off. Block off means to reserve time. Normally, you would say, I've reserved 2 hours for debugging. Using the phrasal verb, I've blocked off 2 hours for debugging. Come up. This is when something happens unexpectedly. The way that you would normally say something is an unexpected issue occurred in production. However, using the phrasal verb, we can say something came up in production, so the meeting was delayed. Put back means to postpone. We postponed the sprint review until tomorrow, is how you would maybe say it. However, using the phrasal verb, we put back the sprint review until tomorrow. Wrap up means to finish or conclude. Let's finish so we can start coding again. That is the way that you might say it. However, using the phrasal verb, let's wrap this up so we can start coding again. Drag on. This means that something lasts for too long. The last meeting lasted much longer than expected. However, using the phrasal verb, the last meeting dragged on for ages. When it comes to discussions and decision makings, there were 5 phrasal verbs that I mentioned in that story. The first one, go over. Go over means to review or check. The way that you might say something is, we'll review the pull request before merging. However, with the phrasal verb, we can say, we will go over the pull request before merging. Deal with means to handle or manage. We need to handle the login issues today. If we're using the phrasal verb, we need to deal with the login issues today. Bring up. This means to mention a topic. She mentioned a concern about testing coverage, or she brought up a concern about testing coverage. Remember, with this one, the past of bring is brought. Look into means to investigate. For example, the team will investigate the cause of the crash. Using the phrasal verb, the team will look into the cause of the crash. Sort out, resolve or fix something. Can we resolve the deployment script issue this afternoon? Using the phrasal verb, can we sort out the deployment script issue this afternoon? Just one tip about sort out. It is a phrase that we can use from fixing a bug to organizing a party. I'll sort it out. Covers everything in between. Action and follow-up. Again, in the story at the beginning, there were 5 phrasal verbs that I used regarding actions or follow-ups. Let's go through them. Note down. This is to write or record. Please write down the next steps in the JIRA ticket, or please note down the next steps in the JIRA ticket. In some situations, you might even hear the word jot down. Exactly the same meaning. Follow up on means to check the progress later. I'll check the client's feedback tomorrow. Using the phrasal verb, I will follow up on the client's feedback tomorrow. Go off track. This is when we move away from the topic. We moved away from the main topic, or we went off track talking about design instead of bugs. Step in means to intervene. The project manager intervened when the debate got heated. Or the project manager stepped in when the debate got heated. Follow through. This means that we complete what was agreed upon. Make sure you complete your action items, or make sure you follow through with your action items. So, what can we take away from this? Using these phrasal verbs helps your English sound more natural, fluent, and professional. They're the kind of expressions native speakers use without thinking, especially in meetings. Here's a quick challenge for you. In your next stand-up or sprint review, try replacing one of your usual words with a phrasal verb. For example, instead of review, say go over. Instead of resolve, say sort out. Instead of postpone, say put back. And see how it changes the tone. More conversational, yet still professional. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's not about using every phrasal verb you know. It's about choosing the right one for the moment. Which one of these do you already use at work? Tell me in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.